starters, there's constant feedback. You know, there's always an ongoing perspective, and of course you pointed to my father and my wife, but in reality, there's probably 50 people from China or from China that I interact with on a very regular basis who are constantly doing nothing but giving me feedback on a wide range of my life choices, from professional, personal, to even spiritual. And you can also double that number once again on the American side. So as somebody who's chosen now, who's carved out a life that is squarely 100%, I like to think, in both places. It's a really, really interesting subjective experience, and incredibly rich with wisdom, insight, perspectives. So I consider that a very, very amazing place to be. It truly is an amazing perspective to access kind of the wisdom and the best thinking of both sides, and kind of being able to choose. So oftentimes, you know, I find myself of choosing. So people, when we talk about this exchange between the East and West, I think part of it is accessing both and then making choices that are right for you. So I'm incredibly lucky to be in a situation where I'm constantly choosing, because I have a wide array of options. And I think that's what is so rich and magical about this East-West exchange. That's why we always talk about, I mean, many people talk about the best ideal in human beings is the melding together of opposites. Some people call it man and woman. The historic Chinese, the Taoists call it the yin and the yang. You know, the Tibetan call it the wisdom and the compassion, the heart with the mind. And in a geopolitical, cultural sense, it's easier to call it East and West. Everybody gets it. And I think that's the beauty of marrying East and West. Having many, many different perspectives and making a choice that's based upon a world of possibilities, as opposed to reacting a certain way because you don't have any other options. Oh, that's such a rich topic. In fact, something that I'm incredibly passionate about, because I grew up not very religious, but I became a Christian at a younger age in high school, during a time that I was really going through a searching process where a spiritual belief and a way of life was very, very important for me. And at that time, the ideals and practices of the Christian church was very, very appealing. And I think that gave me a very, very good foundation. And I think as a younger man, it prevented me from falling into certain traps that would be harder to get out of. So I have a great deal of respect for the Christian tradition, but later on in life, as I evolved as a person and I began to question outside of the confines of one religion, I began to look eastward. And of course, that kind of Eastern tradition is always a big part of me, just by virtue of being born Chinese. It's kind of in the culture. Things like karma, energy, you know, all the different aspects of those set of metaphysical beliefs I've always held on to somewhat. So the next chapter, starting from 2000, was really diving in deep into the Eastern parts of myself. So I studied Taoism, I studied Hinduism, I studied Buddhism, I practiced yoga, I learned to meditate, and I learned to really dive in, but with a scientific set of perspectives that I think is also important. So what I've done culturally or politically or economically, I found the highest level of satisfaction in reaching spiritually across these boundaries. And I found from my personal experience that prayer and meditation actually go beautifully hand in hand. And that is another ideal of the East and West coming together. So my work with the New Century Foundation, that really is on the forefront of blending the two spiritually, or religiously, as some may call it, was a profound aspect of this melding together the East and West. And that work continues today, you know, for what we're doing with Shaolin, and thematically with a lot of our content and projects, and even our not-for-profit work is really about identifying more common ground. And I think we're moving beyond a time where it's not just about tolerance, because tolerance means you can't really stand the other person, but you're willing to hold your ground and not do something offensive. But going beyond tolerance is when you look at the fundamental unity or compatibility of these different perspectives, and when they come together in such a powerful way, such as meditation and prayer, you can't help but to want to share that with the world. So that was a part of my life, the New Century Foundation, and of course I'm fortunate enough to continue to do that work, not only with what I'm doing at Orb Media Group, but also in my volunteer activities and my personal pursuits as a seeker of truth.